Okay, just to give you a bit of an update how we're going, I've ordered some new parts, various bits and pieces. Not all of these we can use just yet. There's a few like door pieces, boot hinges, some parts for the bonnet mechanism as well that holds that in place, a couple of shock absorbers and some parts for the windscreen wipers too. I was able to pick up a windscreen wiper motor very cheap off eBay. Like sometimes, like at the moment, you see them selling for about $250. I managed to pick one up for $26. So it goes to show that if you keep looking, you'll pick up these bargains. So that'll come hopefully in a few days' time, but it's not something that's going to be fitted straight away anyway. The other thing I picked up too was the heater too. And that sort of retails around $400, but I was able to get one for about $100, and that's actually coming from the UK. Alright, so let's have a look at what we're doing here at the moment. So out of all those parts I ordered, one of them was this bracket to go into the boot. Now the reason why that bracket looks different to the other ones, it sort of sits here. It has a rubber stopper in the top, and it's designed to support the board that sits in this sort of area here on the Cooper S model, and it has a little metal clip that sort of locks into this piece of rubber just to keep it in place. So the way it works, when I put this bracket in place, we need to make sure with that there and the height of the rubber, we need to make sure it's pretty much level with these other two support pieces. So I need to refer back to the parts catalogue I've got just to see how everything fits together, because that piece of rubber is the same piece that is also used to hold the bonnet catch, the thing that holds up the bonnet. So I ordered two of these, and I'm guessing this one you cut to size to fit in this bracket. So I'll have a play with that, try and get that fitted today, and then that's just bare metal, so I'll just use a spray can of etch primer. I also fixed up inside the boot too. I might just need to tap down that bit a bit more, but that's reasonably flat now, ready for the spare. I'll just give you a walk around the other parts I've been working on the last few days. I removed all the steering wheel, the pedal assemblies as well, and because what I needed to do is remove from up in this dash area any signs of the old cloth sound deadening. So I've taken that out and sanded all of that back. Just needs a little bit more of a sand, and then that'll be primed. But underneath here, I just need to fix up that a bit more too. There's still a bit of cloth. I try not to work past 5 o'clock in the evening, so I don't want to annoy the neighbours with too much noise. So if I've got time today, I'll finish cleaning up that. I'm just using a drill with a wire brush on it, and it should end up turning out something like that. So that's the next thing I've got to do. So I'll fix the thing in the boot and then work on this, but that'll be it for the next few days until the weekend, and then I'll do a bit more on the weekend. Hopefully by the weekend I'll have this part sorted out, so that needs to be like maybe sanded back a bit more and primed, because I want to be able to keep the chassis number in there, make sure that stays nice and clear and visible once it's repainted. And there's also other numbers over here on the radiator surround, so that needs to be preserved too. And if you put too much paint over it, you're not going to see those numbers. Alright, I'll leave it there for now and then try and figure out this boot support bracket and then get back to you. Alright, so I'll just show you what I've done so far. Right, so this piece of rubber, I needed to trim the ends off it, so I just use a Stanley knife to cut the end pieces off, and the reason why I need to do that is just so it can fit in the hole on that piece. So now when that is sitting in there like that, it looks something like that, and it needs to have a pin put through there, but I can do that later on because it needs to be painted before the rubber goes on there anyway. So I had to adjust it a bit. to get the angles right, so all the holes line up. So when the holes line up at the front and at the back, which I think is about there, just need to shine the light at that. Alright. I'm sort of just trying to just get it to sit for now. So kind of like that is where it sits. Okay, so then imagine that the boot board rests on those two end pieces. There's still enough clearance there for the height of the boot board plus the actual clip that goes on it. So it probably should even go a little bit lower, so I'll just see what I can do, but worst case scenario I can always trim down that rubber piece to make it fit, because it's probably going to be a while before I even have the boot board in there, because they are pretty expensive and it's not really doesn't need to be there to get this vehicle roadworthy and registered. So that's something I can add on later on down the track. You can always just cut a board to fit, cover it with black vinyl. That would do the trick rather than going genuine, but it's just more of the case of just trying to find the right one. Okay, so I'll get that piece fixed in now. So the way I've done it, I've just put one rivet on there, one on there for now, and just make sure these holes, I might need to re-drill these holes a little bit because they don't line up 100%, so let's get that sorted. So we'll just see how that piece of rubber sits in there. Now there are also rubber stoppers that need to go on these two pieces. So I think once they're on, it's going to raise the height of the board sitting on it. So let's see how that fits now. So even with a couple of rubber stoppers at each end, it might sort of just raise up a bit. So that height, that clearance should be about right then. But we can make any slight modifications, changing the height of the rubber even if we needed to. But that seems like it's back to factory spec. Okay, so I'll take out the rubber for now, and then that'll get fitted once the boot's all painted. Okay, so a bit of downtime. Underneath all of there, I've given that a sand out. What I'm actually doing now, I'm just giving the carpets a bit of a test fit to see how they fit, just to make sure we don't hit any problems later, and just so I know what actual parts are covered. So I'll just start with the back first. So the back carpet is just all one piece, so there's minor adjustments that will need to be done to like fit around that piece. The handbrake, there's probably going to need a gaiter on there. The rest of it sort of fits okay, just need to get that lined up properly. If we have a look in that far edge over there, I'll just show you that side. So where the door is, there are a couple of strips. Just fix this light. Just like that piece there. And they sort of just go against, I'll just put it there. So they go against where the door is, and then it gets cut in the middle just to go around the centre piece there. Now the bit that I'm not too sure about is Let's have a look. These, so that's the edge here. These pieces here. Those pieces there, I'm not exactly sure what they're for. I'm thinking they may sort of go, I don't know, on here something, I don't know. Because there isn't really anywhere else you'd want to have carpet. So this piece up the back, just where the pedals are, so that's a separate piece. That all goes in under there. These pieces are separate. But I just really don't know where this piece would actually go. There's two of them. I thought about maybe they go underneath the seats in there, but it's just not really the right shape to fit there. I wouldn't think they go inside these side pockets, because I know that's another separate piece they sell with interior trim. So I'll try and figure it out, but yeah, so I just wanted to give it the carpet a test fit just to see how it looks. It sort of feels like it's nearly back together already. It is only a budget carpet set, but I think that's fine. That looks okay. I just need to figure out what those parts are for. So the next stage now, I just need to etch prime underneath the dash and inside the dash there where I've sanded. So that'll hopefully get done tomorrow. And that'll be it for now. So I'll pack up this carpet and have a look online to see if I can figure out where the pieces go. So that means this middle piece here is all exposed. So that I'm going to have to just make sure that is perfect and spot on. Underneath the handbrake, that'll be exposed too. Okay, I'll leave it there for now.